A very good morning, my dear students. A very welcome to my classroom. And today I am going to discuss a new topic. Okay. So, good morning to today's class, which is based on the topic that is GFR or glomerular filtration rate. So, just before entering to the topic, what are the glomerular rate and how it will be measured, what is the importance? Just let me remind whatever we learned from our previous classes or previous topic. It's that the kidneys and the nephron, its functional unit. So the nephron is having in broad sense two parts, the filtrating unit and the tubules. So the filtrating unit, that is the glomerulus and the Bowman's capsule. So what is their function? Their function is to filtration, only to filtration. Filtration of what? Filtration of blood or filtration of blood plasma. So what they will filter? The molecules which are very small, and most of the water, most of the urea, most of the organic and inorganic nitrogenous waste products, glucose, and all these things, and very small size proteins are filtered out by this glomerulus and the Bowman's capsule. Filtered out by glomerulus, and they will come into the Bowman's capsule, cross, and that they will pass through the tubules. Now, when the plasma will become filtered by the glomerular filter, that you cannot say that this is the urine. That filter you have to term as glomerular filtrate. I repeat, the plasma which is being filtrated by the glomerular filtrate, that is called glomerular filtrate, not urine. Why? That I will describe in GFR. Why? So that thing is that filtration, filtrated fluid or liquid thing is the glomerular filtrate. So that is the filtration function. Next is the what is the function of the tubules? The tubular is having two functions. Actually three. One is to carry that fluid, glomerular filter, to carry out. And the most important one is to reabsorption. The reabsorption means it will become absorbed back into the surrounding tissues of all these tubules, and finally it will enter into the blood. That is the reabsorption of tubules function. Third function they are having is the secretion. Some of the substances like urea or some other organic constituents are being secreted in the tubule. So as the the glomerular filtrate is not a urine, so why we cannot call it the urine? We should call it a glomerular filtrate because only the plasma is being filtered, and after it will pass through the glomerular, all the tubules, most of the fluids, most of the water, 95% water, all the glucose, these things are reabsorbed back into the body, and at the end, which is going through the or towards the collecting tubule, that we can term as a urine. Why? That is the answer. Why? The answer is, see, what is the definition of glomerular filtration rate or the glomerular filtration? The glomerular filtrate. So glomerular filtrate is that liquid substance which is being filtrated out from the plasma by the glomerular filtrate of each of the of our nephron. So what is filtered? That I told what is filtered. What the substances which are not being filtrated? These substances are mainly the proteins, mainly the plasma proteins, large, because of its large molecular size. These large size proteins cannot go out through the sieve, cannot go out through the filter, the filtrating pores, plus the blood cells. These are always remain in the blood, not being filtered out. But almost all other substances, including water, even glucose, vitamins, everything will become filtered out by the glomerular filtrate. And what is the that is the glomerular filtrate. And the filtration rate. So rate means, as we know, that rate means per unit time. Some time is there. It may be a second, maybe minute, maybe day, or whatever. So rate is the per unit time. So the definition of glomerular filtration rate is the amount of plasma filtered out by the kidneys, means by all the nephrons, by all the glomerular filtrate. So the glomerular filtration rate is the amount of plasma filtered by all the nephrons of both the kidneys in a unit time, either in a day or in a minute. I mean, either per day or per minute. If you are going for per minute, it is always ml, milliliter per minute, or in a day, liter per day. So the definition, I repeat, the definition of glomerular filtration rate or GFR is, just I'm reading the lines, the amount of plasma filtered by all the nephrons of both the kidneys in a unit time. What is the normal value? The normal value is 125 ml per minute or 180 liter per day. If you can multiply 125 ml into whatever minutes are there in a day, you will get the value more or less about 180 liter per day. And since these are the variable like the blood pressure or like the sugar or like the breathing rate, so this will vary. Obviously, this will vary person to person. This will change according to age, sex, physiological condition, etc. But the values are more or less around 125 ml per day or 180 liter per day. The normal amount of fluid filtered from the glomerular capillaries into the Bowman's capsule per unit time is the GFR. The same definition is written. The amount of fluid or the normal amount of fluid filtered from the glomerular capillaries into the Bowman's capsule. See, this is the figure. This is the tuft of capillaries, and from these capillaries, since the capillaries are having number of pores, numerous pores, the plasma and all the water and whatever substances are capable enough to pass through this pore, they will filter out and they will come into the Bowman's capsule, that Bowman's space which is present outside these capillaries. While that filter is coming out, then they will pass through gone through the tubules. Now it is called as glomerular filtrate, not the urine. That I told, why not the urine. So that is glomerular filtrate. Another interesting thing is that, just if you look at the values, 180 liter per day or 125 ml per minute. So how it is being 180 liter per day? Whatever amount of water we are consuming, or whatever amount of fluid or liquid thing we are consuming per day, maximum it may be 5, 6 or 10 ml, 10 liter per day. 10 liter we are not consuming. Okay, I can assume that we are consuming 10 liter of water or 10 liter of fluid or some juice or something per day. And what much amount of blood we are having in our body? That is also 5 or 6 liter, not beyond that. So what is the total amount of fluid we are having in our body per day? More or less 15 ml, more or less 15 liter. If I assume that the 5 liter of blood we are having, more or less 5 or 6 or whatever, or 5.5, and we are consuming more or less 7, 8 or 10 ml maximum any juice or any liquid or water per day. So that the total is 15 liter per day. Now how the value of glomerular filtrate is 180 liter per day? The answer is that, see, I mean, if you just look at the logic behind is that the blood is more or less 5 ml in our body, and the liquid we are consuming 5, 6, 7, 8 or 9 or 10 ml, whatever. But the same amount of blood is being filtrated every time. The blood is circulated through the renal arteries, renal vein, then it will go to the heart, then from the arch of aorta, it will again come into the renal artery, renal vein, and this cycle is going on till the person is being alive. The same amount of plasma is actually filtered out from the glomerular filtrate, and most of the thing is reabsorbed back into the blood. So just think about the logic. Almost all the plasma except the plasma proteins and the some of the blood cells will remain in the blood, and most of the fluid part of the plasma is filtered out as a glomerular filtrate. Again, when they are passing through the tubules, PCT, DCT and all these things, most of the that fluid is reabsorbed back and they will go on into the blood. They will go enter into the blood. So by this way, the amount is actually 180 liter per day. The total amount is 180 liter per day. But what is the amount of urine which we are excreting? That is more or less not beyond 3 liter in a day. So, so what is the thing? 180 liter per day glomerular filtrate is generated in the all the nephrons in both the kidney. The amount of urine which is being excreted is 2.5, 3 or 3.5 liter, not beyond that. So 180 liter per day is filtered, 3 liter per day is excreted from the body. So what about the rest of the 175 or 177 liter per day? This is the amount which is reabsorbed back into the body. So that is the thing. 180 liter glomerular filtrate is filtered out, okay, but that is not excreted out from the body. What is the amount of excreted? 3 or 3.5 or 4 liter urine. What about the rest? The rest thing is being reabsorbed into the body. So that is the logic. 180 liter is filtered out where? In the glomerular filtrate, okay. 175 or 177 ml is reabsorbed back into the body. Maybe 0.5 ml or something is secreted, and the final amount which is collected in our urinary bladder and which is being uh, excreted out from the body, that is 3 or 3.5 or 2.5 ml per day. So that is the logic. Okay, so next, what is there? Yeah, next is the determinants of GFR. See, since this is the rate, that is the per unit time, and since this is the filtration is going on, so can you remember any other type of filtration which is constantly being going on in our body other than the kidney? Yes, you are right that in our body spaces, tissue spaces, the plasma is being filtered. That plasma will escape out through the capillaries, and this will forming the tissue fluid. This is forming the tissue fluid, and from this tissue fluid, the lymph is also being formed. So the plasma filtered out by the minute pores which are present in our capillaries, that plasma will come into the tissue spaces, and that fluid is now known as the tissue fluid. From that tissue fluid, some of the lymphatic lymph vessel will carry the tissue fluid and the lymph will form. So this is another example. So this is also similarly. So since the filtration is there going on, some forces must be there because of which the filtration is going on. This is not like simple osmosis or the diffusion. This is not like simple osmosis or the diffusion. So this is something else. So some forces are acting, some forces are acting, some forces are actually forcing the thing to occur. Some forces are favoring the things to occur, favoring the filtration to occur, favoring the plasma to being filtered by the glomerular filtrate. These are some of the forces. What are the forces which favoring the filtration, or what are the forces which like the filtration to going on? Are one is the glomerular hydrostatic pressure. Second one is the Bowman's capsule colloidal osmotic pressure. So one force which is favoring filtration is glomerular hydrostatic pressure, that is denoted by P suffix G, and its amount is 60 mm of mercury. Second one is the Bowman's capsule colloidal osmotic pressure, which is denoted by pi B suffix B, and the amount is always remain 0. So these are two forces favoring. Plus, since the some favoring, I mean favorable persons are there, always there are some persons who are not favorable, who will dislike. So, hmm? No, at the end of the class you can ask. Okay, not now. Let me finish. You can note it down. So there are the forces which can, I mean, filter the favoring the filtration. These are the forces which are acting in the glomerular filtration. There are also some forces which are opposing the filtration, which are opposing the filtration. So who are opposing the filtration? These are, one is the Bowman's capsule hydrostatic pressure, another one is the glomerular capillary colloidal osmotic pressure. Let me repeat again. There are some forces which are favoring the filtration to occur. These forces are glomerular hydrostatic pressure. The amount is 60 mm of mercury. Second one is Bowman's capsule colloidal osmotic pressure. The amount is 0 always. The force which are opposing the filtration is Bowman's capsule hydrostatic pressure, which is 18 mm of mercury, and the glomerular capillary colloidal osmotic pressure, which is 32 mm of mercury. These are all, I mean, always I am saying that these are not the constant, these are the variable, but the values which is given is more or less, I mean, according to the value which is found to most of the, or every, in case of the every human being. So these are the values given. Now, how to calculate? The same thing, the forces, see the forces is given there. Glomerular hydrostatic pressure, which is favoring glomerular capillary osmotic pressure, which is not favoring Bowman's capsule pressure, which is not favoring the forces. Okay, now what is the sum total? So the net filtration pressure is the sum total of all these forces. The net filtration pressure, what is net filtration pressure? Net filtration pressure is that pressure because of which the filtration is possible. I repeat, net filtration pressure, which is the sum total of all these four forces, and it is the pressure because of which filtration is possible. Now look at the final value. Final value is plus this mm of Hg, plus this much mm of Hg. If it is plus, or while it is plus, the filtration is possible. If it is 0 or negative, no filtration will occur. So what are the forces? Glomerular hydrostatic pressure, Bowman's capsule colloidal osmotic pressure, 60 minus 0, or 60 plus 0, minus Bowman's capsule hydrostatic pressure, minus glomerular capillary colloidal osmotic pressure. Now look at the values. Glomerular hydrostatic pressure minus Bowman's capsule pressure minus glomerular oncotic pressure. That means the sum total of all the four forces are there. So since one force is 0, so that's why 60 minus 18 minus 32. What is the sum total? The sum total is positive, plus 10 mm of mercury. So because of this positive pressure, net filtration is possible. Now that is the net filtration pressure. Okay, how the filtration rate is being calculated, how the GFR is being calculated in case of us, that is calculated by one coefficient is there, that is Kf, K suffix f, that is the coefficient, and the value of this coefficient is always fixed. Kf, which is the called as glomerular capillary filtration coefficient, and it is already measured in case of humans. That coefficient is around 12.5 ml per minute per mm. Kf, I repeat, the GFR is calculated. The formula is that the net filtration pressure into Kf. What is the net filtration pressure? According to our, this calculation, the net filtration pressure is plus 10 mmHg. This may vary from person to person, but my point is that as long as this pressure is positive, filtration is possible. So the net filtration pressure is, in this case, our case, plus 10. Okay. So plus 10 multiplied by one coefficient, which is K suffix f, and Kf is the capillary filtration coefficient, and its value is constant, which is measured by the scientists and written in the book. What is the value? The value is 12.5 ml per minute per mm. Now if you multiply both, you will get the value of 125 ml per minute. 125 ml per minute. So actually that is the normal value of GFR, 125 ml per minute. Or if you multiply into 125 into 60 into 60 into 60, that is the total minute which is present in a day, you will get the value which is around 180 liter per day. So that is the thing how the net filtration pressure and GFR is being calculated. You can ask the question at the end of class. Okay, just let me finish. So these are the calculations. Now the forces. You may have some confusion about the forces. Let me describe again. The force which are favoring the filtration is number one force is the glomerular hydrostatic pressure. That means the fluid which is present in the glomerulus, they are having some kind of hydrostatic pressure. That pressure is the I mean favoring the filtration, and this glomerular hydrostatic pressure favors the filtration. Okay, now Baume's capsule colloidal osmotic pressure, the colloid, I mean the fluids which are present in the Baume's capsule, if that fluid is having some colloid substances, that let me describe, listen carefully. Baume's capsule colloidal osmotic pressure is that the colloidal osmotic pressure is that the pressure which is forming because of presence of some colloids. So if the Baume's capsule is having some colloids, that will forming the pressure. Baume's capsule colloidal osmotic pressure. Now the question is that whether there is any colloidal substances present in the Baume's capsule. No, because the plasma proteins which are colloidal in nature, that is okay, but because of its bigger molecular size, shape, the plasma proteins is not able to being filtered out by the glomerular filter. So as no colloids, no proteins are present in the Baume's capsule, inside the Baume's capsule, this Baume's capsule colloidal osmotic pressure is always being zero. Is it clear? You can ask later on. Just let me, I mean, tell other things, other pressures. Second one is the forces which opposing the filtration to occur. These forces will not favor the filtration. What are they resist the filtration? What are the forces? Baume's capsule, hydrostatic pressure, the fluid which is, I mean, just filtered out from the capillaries, and they are small amount they are forming, they are building inside the Baume's capsule. So that pressure, so that fluid, that liquid, that filtered material is having some kind of hydrostatic pressure, and that pressure is the pressure which resists the filtration to occur. I repeat, the fluid which is just being filtered from the capillaries and they are coming into the Baume's capsule, that fluid, that glomerular filter will produce some kind of hydrostatic pressure, and the value is more or less around 1818 mm of mercury, and it will resist the filtration to occur. No filtration. I will not allow any kind of filtration, more filtration. So that is the opposite. Second one is glomerular capillary colloidal osmotic pressure. See, the again what is there? One is the Baume's capsule colloidal osmotic pressure. As there is no colloidal substance, no protein inside the Baume's capsule, that force is zero. Now another one is the glomerular capillary colloidal osmotic pressure. That means the pressure which is forming by the colloidal substance where which are present inside the glomerular capillaries. So what is there in the glomerular capillaries? Blood. Is it okay? So blood is having the plasma, and the plasma is having the plasma proteins, and these plasma proteins are colloidal in nature. What is the property of colloids? Having many properties. One property is that colloids will always generating some of the pressure, and they will uh, they are responsible for the osmotic pressure, that is called the osmotic pressure. So these plasma proteins create some kind of osmotic pressure, and osmotic pressure, their property is that they will resist any kind of fluid to go out. So because of the presence of plasma protein in the plasma inside the glomerular capillaries, they are having glomerular capillary colloidal osmotic pressure, and that force actually opposing the filtration to occur. Is it clear? All the four forces. Now net filtration pressure. What is the net filtration pressure? If we can sum up all the four forces, 60 plus 0, as it is 0 not mentioned here, 60 plus 0. Why plus? Because these are favoring. Then minus 18 minus 32. Why minus? Because they are not favoring, they are opposing. So 60 plus 0 minus 18 minus 32. The sum total is it should be somehow plus 10 in case of my calculation. It may be, it will vary from other person to person, but it should be plus, because if the force is positive, positive means what? Positive means the forces which are opposing filtration is less than the forces which favoring filtration. Is it clear? The force, when the forces which are favoring filtration is higher than the forces which opposing the filtration, how much higher? It is 10 mmHg higher. So because of these forces which are favoring filtration is greater, the filtration is possible. Okay. Now the thing is that how the GFR is being calculated. Now the GFR is being calculated by multiplying the net filtration pressure with a coefficient. With a coefficient. The coefficient is Kf. That Kf is termed as capillary filtration coefficient. That coefficient is already measured in case of human being. The value is a constant one, not a variable one. The value is a constant. Since it is a coefficient, so its value of Kf is constant. What is its value? 12.5 ml per minute per mm. Now, if you multiply this Kf with your net filtration force pressure, you will get the value of either 125 ml per minute or some liter per day. That may be around 180 liter per day. Factors affecting GFR. That means what are the factors which can affect the glomerular filtration to occur, or which can control the rate of glomerular filtration. So first factor we have is the glomerular hydrostatic pressure, P suffix G. Now this glomerular hydrostatic pressure has a direct proportional relationship with the glomerular filtration rate. That means a rise in the glomerular hydrostatic pressure results in increase in the GFR and the vice versa. Now this glomerular hydrostatic pressure is further determined by some of the other factors, and these factors are arterial pressure, renal blood flow, afferent arterial resistance, and the efferent arterial resistance. Now this arterial pressure or the blood pressure, how it will relate? Now the fall in the arterial pressure below 60 mm of mercury or rise above 180 mm of mercury has directly affecting the glomerular filtering rate. The renal blood flow, which increases in the renal blood flow, tends to rise the GFR by increasing the glomerular hydrostatic pressure, and the vice versa. Afferent arterial resistance is inversely proportional with the glomerular hydrostatic pressure, and thereby it is also having inversely proportional relationship with the GFR. Efferent arterial resistance, the mild to moderate efferent arterial constriction increases the glomerular hydrostatic pressure and the GFR, whereas severe efferent arterial constriction rises the pi g and thereby decreases the GFR. Now what is pi g? Pi g is the glomerular capillary colloidal osmotic pressure. So this efferent arterial resistance, when there is a severe efferent arterial constriction, rises the glomerular capillary colloidal osmotic pressure rises, and which causes decrease in the GFR. Next factor we have is the Bowman's capsule colloidal osmotic pressure, or which is denoted by pi b. Now this Bowman's capsule colloidal osmotic pressure is directly proportional with the GFR. That means in normal conditions pi b has no influence on the GFR, and as no filtration of plasma proteins takes place to be entered into the Bowman's capsule, that is directly proportional. Next we have is the Bowman's capsule hydrostatic pressure, or P suffix B. GFR is inversely proportional to the PB, that is the relationship between the Bowman's capsule hydrostatic pressure and the GFR has an inverse proportional. If one increases, second one will decrease. So under the normal conditions, this pi b is about 18 mm of mercury. That means in simple way, this glomerular, this Bowman's capsule hydrostatic pressure, or pi b, has an inverse relationship with the GFR. Increasing the hydrostatic pressure in Bowman's capsule reduces the GFR. However, changes in the Bowman's capsule hydrostatic pressure normally do not serve as a primary means for regulating the GFR. The last and the fourth factor we have is the glomerular capillary colloidal osmotic pressure, or pi G. It is having the inversely relation with the GFR. That means a rise in the arterial plasma osmotic pressure and filtration fractions result in the rise of pi G, or the glomerular capillary colloidal osmotic pressure, and fall in the GFR. So, hemoconcentration or the hemodilution also affects the glomerular capillary colloidal osmotic pressure. So, next force, fifth force, is the glomerular capillary filtration coefficient, that is Kf, that just a few slides back I have discussed, the filtration coefficient Kf. This filtration coefficient, or the glomerular capillary filtration coefficient, is a measure of the product of the hydraulic conductivity and surface area of the glomerular capillaries. Now, increase in glomerular capillary filtration coefficient increases the GFR. So, they are having a direct proportional relationships. There are some other factors. These factors, for example, age or sympathetic stimulation. Now, how age will affect GFR? GFR decreases with the age of a person due to fall in the renal blood flow and the cardiac output. Sympathetic stimulation, mild to moderate sympathetic stimulation causes no significant changes in the GFR, whereas severe sympathetic stimulation causes fall in the renal blood flow and thus fall in the glomerular filtration rate. So that's all for today's class. All your comments or queries, questions, you can write in the comment box. Thank you.